Alright, UFC 287 press conference finally wrapped up and there's a lot to talk about. Israel Adesanya's joke of an outfit, the return of Afro Burns, to Dana White absolutely blue balling us. There's so much to talk about. And yes, if any of you guys saw my community post, I am sick. Last night I was deathly ill, and that's not even a joke. I was literally not even able to get out of my bed. And I woke up feeling a lot better, I gotta say, So expect some more videos, but I will be sounding like this for maybe another day. It seems like I'm going to recover pretty quickly. But once again, another UFC fight week with me ill. But thank you guys for the support. I always see you guys wishing me well, so I appreciate the love. And I wanted to make sure we had an upload today, so I was like, hey, let me just go upload anyway since I feel a lot better. So without further ado, let's just get into this. Alright, UFC press conference in Miami, Florida. We saw all of the main card fighters popping out, and I think a lot of the hype about the press conference came from yesterday's altercation with Kevin Holland and Jorge Masvidal, where they seem to be going back and forth. It wasn't in the embedded episode. I was looking forward to the trash talk. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of Kevin Holland, and that's a fight that would be really fun to make if Jorge Masvidal loses this Gilbert Burns fight. So a lot of people were like, hey man, I can't wait to see them go back and forth, all for Dana White to just absolutely blue ball us, telling media members do not ask questions about it, and telling the fighters not to even answer it.
In between yourself and Kevin Holland, I was curious, what was that about?
Absolutely nothing. There's nothing to talk about there. There's just some riding, cloud chasing, so ain't nothing to talk about.
Nah, that's not what you were saying yesterday, bro. Watch your mouth.
Kevin, I'm curious, what is the issue there?
I called him baby girl and he got mad.
Guys, come on, these two aren't even fighting. Knock it off.
All right, okay.
Well, do you have a question about the fight, who these guys are fighting, or you just want to start here?
Like, come on, Dana. Like, this guy just has, never had fun. I don't get it because, I feel like this would have helped sell the pay-per-view. You want beef at the press conference. It would have created headlines, created free advertising. And Dana White just shut it down, and I get it. A lot of people are saying, hey, he just doesn't want them to talk shit. That's not what the case is. If you guys remember, all the way back in September, the press conference got canceled because of Kevin Holland and Khamzat Chimaev going back and forth, as well as Nate Diaz kind of being in the mix. So you got Kevin Holland and Jorge Masvidal, who's right now going through a case for actually assaulting Colby Covington. So we know that both guys are about it, so I don't necessarily blame them for being a little wary. However, the UFC is now a multi-billion-dollar company, 11 billion to be exact. I think we could afford some good security to keep these two away from each other, but that's just me. And then after that, it was kind of a dull press conference. I was a little confused why Israel Adesanya was wearing a dog collar, and it seemed the crowd was very pro Jorge Masvidal, which you would expect. I was curious to see how the fan reaction would be to Jorge Masvidal, seeing he hasn't fought in a year, seeing he hasn't won a fight since 2019. However, the fan support is still there for Jorge Masvidal, and him and Gilbert Burns were pretty respectful. Not much trash talk between the two. I think that fight's going to be a fun fight. I think it might be closer than a lot of people do think. However, I did choose Gilbert Burns. I think there is a possibility for Jorge Masvidal to win, but we're going to have to see on the fight night. Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira kind of going back and forth, especially at the face-off, them kind of both saying things to each other. And you could tell that Israel Adesanya this whole week has been kind of filled with a little more emotion than usual. He's obviously 0-3 against Alex Pereira, and you got to understand the frustration. I mean, Israel Adesanya moved away from kickboxing after losing to Alex, made his own career, made his own legacy, left that loss behind him, all for Alex just to basically get an easy path to the title, just to beat Israel Adesanya, a fight that Israel Adesanya was winning, and now be the champion and basically take everything Izzy has. You gotta understand, obviously, look, this is a very personal fight, and I think Alex Pereira is definitely coming off as more likable. I definitely like him this fight week more than I ever have. Not saying that I ever hated him, but he definitely coming off a lot more likable, and I think Israel is becoming a little less likable. I think a lot of people are seeing some of his statements. Israel's attitude is an attitude of hey, this guy is lucky, this guy is privileged, this guy's basically not had to work as hard as me. While that might be true, he is still 0-3 against you. People aren't forgetting about what you did beforehand. They're remembering the 3 losses you have to this guy. 2 of them by knockout, and the first one kind of being a robbery, but nonetheless, you're still 0-3. And I was just surprised. This is the most quiet I've seen Israel at any press conference. A lot of the questions were to Jorge Masvidal, also maybe that's why. And not too many questions for the other fighters. I think there was a few Kevin Holland questions. One of them about the Jorge Masvidal altercation, which Kevin Holland shut down. But man, we got robbed of that fucking back and forth between Jorge Masvidal and Kevin Holland. I mean, it was heating up from Jorge Masvidal calling him a clout-chasing bitch, and then it seemed like Kevin Holland was gonna say that Jorge Masvidal had said something backstage. It sucks. I really wish we could have seen him in, but Dana, you fumbled the bag on this one. You fumbled it heavy, and I'm curious to see how the pressure of Israel Adesanya really plays with his mind. And other than that, it was a pretty boring press conference, honestly. And I think one of the most important things we learned from this press conference is that Alex Pereira can in fact smile. But let me know what you guys guys saw the press conference. This is a little bit of a shorter video because there wasn't so much to talk about from the press conference, but I'm really excited to see how the Jorge Masvidal Gilbert Burns fight plays out. Who knows, maybe Gilbert Burns will miss weight, Kevin Holland and Jorge Masvidal will fight. Thank you guys for all the support. There's going to be a video tomorrow 10 a.m. as well as a live stream. Yes, we're going to be streaming the official weigh-ins in case there's any drama. I'll be there for the breaking news. We're going to be live tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. I can't believe it's actually going to be 9 a.m. I can't believe we gotta wake up for that, but we are going to be there nonetheless. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next one.